Hello and welcome to a new season of Hank Games without a Hank. Today we're in the European International Cup taking on Wisła Kraków. I don't really know how to say those words. Also, I am extremely tired. Meredith is also extremely tired because we have just come, as we are recording this, from London, England. By the way, in a stunning turn of events, it's raining in Europe, where we watched the real-life AFC Wimbledon play in the real-life Wembley Stadium, and boy, was it fantastic. I mean, I'm just going to try to tell you the story of the game, and Meredith will link to highlights in the video info below so that you can watch what happened. But it was an amazing day. I don't know about you, Meredith. Oh, John Green goes for the bicycle kick. It was a bold choice, and as it turns out, a bad one. So I am very tired right now. I don't know if I already said that, but I am extremely tired. But I am also very happy. So we went to the Indianapolis 500. Actually, Meredith didn't go to the Indianapolis 500. I don't want to criticize Meredith, but she made a really great decision by not going to the Indianapolis 500 because she is nominally less tired than I am. So we biked to the Indianapolis 500. Then we biked to a point. I was with my friend Stuart and with Rosianna and my dad. We biked to a point where we got a car that picked us up after the Indianapolis 500, and then we went to the airport, and then we flew to New York, and then we flew to London. All those flights, thankfully, were on time. We landed at 9:30 in the morning in London, briefly went to the hotel. Unfortunately, check-in was not available, but there was a locker room where we could take a shower, which was much needed because, I'd biked like 40 miles that day. And then we went to a bar, and it was so fun. Meredith, wasn't that bar so fun? It was so weird. There were so many young AFC Wimbledon fans singing, "Your defense is terrified, Aziz is on fire." And then they started singing my name, which was great. I mean, you can live a long and happy life and not have soccer fans sing your name, but if you ever do get to enjoy that, it is a real privilege. John Green off the post! And he was offside anyway. I like the new... this is our preseason, by the way. John Green, you're violently offside. You should know better. I like the new attacking role that John Green is trying to take on since the departure of bald John Green. By the way, I'm going to work on your transfer suggestions. Thank you for all of them. I have them on a sheet right here. I'm going to make a couple videos where we try to do some transferring, mostly trying to acquire players. Aziz went out on loan. He came back slightly better. I'm not sure that he's going to be good enough. The FIFA version of him is going to be good enough for the Wimbly Womblys in the championship, though. So we may still need a fourth attacker. Anyway, the game itself, it was just amazing. I mean, walking into Wembley with... there were probably 35,000 Plymouth fans there, and I have to say the Plymouth fans, were great. They were so supportive of their team, and it is always a shame in a situation like the playoffs when somebody has to lose. Oh my goodness gracious! Oh, he flops like a dead fish. He's big, he's round, he's worth 10 million pounds. Akinfenwa. So. You got to Wembley and you just felt the energy. It was terrifying. It was exciting. We were sitting behind the goal with tens of thousands of AFC Wimbledon fans. Anyway, the thing I was going to say about the Plymouth fans is there were so many Plymouth fans there. They were so great. It was heartbreaking to see them after the game. And if there are any Plymouth fans watching this, I just want to say my commiserations. You had a great season, and the playoffs are brutal. And I'm sorry. And then the game kicked off. It was really tense the first 20 minutes. I think both teams looked very tense. There were not a lot of clear-cut chances. Wimbledon had a couple corner kicks. Plymouth had a couple of reasonably good attacks that weren't great, that There was one, I think, shot in the first half that Keller Roos, the AFC Wimbledon goalkeeper, had to save, and he did. He made a nice save, but it was a fairly straightforward one. Look at Barcham. He's just marauding. He's marauding, and then he gets the ball to Akinfenwa. That is a nice ball. And so that was good. That is a red card. Meredith, do you remember the weirdest moment of the game after Adebayo Akinfenwa came on, and one of the players ran into Akinfenwa? One of the Plymouth players ran into Akinfenwa, and Akinfenwa was just standing still, and one of the players ran into him, and the player who ran into him was knocked unconscious. It was terrible. I felt terrible for the guy. But, like, Akinfenwa was called for a foul, and Akinfenwa was like, literally, what could I do? Like, I was actually just standing here. I didn't move. I was just standing, and a guy ran into Akinfenwa and was knocked unconscious. And then, they had to bring a stretcher out. It was terrible, but, like, it was all Akinfenwa was doing was just being the, brick wall that he was born to be. So it was a tense first half. It was scoreless. I started to realize that, like, this was going to go one of two ways, and in one of the ways I was going to be devastated. Like, I had sort of earlier I'd thought, like, well, regardless, it's going to be a great day out, and I'm so proud that AFC Wimbledon made it to Wembley, and, like, how crazy is it that a team that's sponsored by my FIFA videos, thank you all for watching and helping with the sponsorship, a team playing with DFTBA on their butts is going to be playing in Wembley, and that in and of itself was going to be a win. But then I started to realize, no, it's not going to be a win unless they win, and I started to feel really, really tense. Fortunately, the AFC Wimbledon players did not feel the same tension. The whole second half, it felt like they, at least like looking from, they were attacking the Don side of the field, so we could see when they were attacking, and it really did feel like they were running downhill. Like, it just felt like everything was going their way. Oh no! Oh wow! It's a weird save, but an effective one by Sam Besant, Dave Besant's beautiful son. Dave Besant was at the game, by the way. Absolute Wimbledon hero. So yeah, it kept feeling like AFC Wimbledon would score. I kept thinking any moment now, and then, off the post. It was going to be perfectly timed, but alas. And anyway, then Lyle Taylor, the Messi from Montserrat, John Green. Oh, close. Lyle Taylor, the Messi from Montserrat, just got the slightest touch on a ball going into. It was headed for one corner of the goal, and Lyle Taylor, it was kind of a weird-looking, good-looking cross, nice and low. Lyle Taylor managed to just redirect it, and we were right behind the goal, and I saw it go in, like I saw it ripple against the back of the net, and I knew he wasn't offside, and yet still somehow it didn't register with me that it had happened for this, like, long moment. And during that, you okay? Yeah, he's all right. During that long moment, I thought, like, I don't know, I just felt this surge of this, like, weird, is this really real? Oh, Akinfenwa, it's the post again, and then, there it is! Oh, it's the Messi from Montserrat. It's the Cristiano Ronaldo from the Caribbeano. It's the Pele from Palau. Would be a good one if Palau were not in the South Pacific. It's Lyle Taylor with a magnificent goal. And you know what? The 2 goal scorers today, Meredith, are the same as the 2 goal scorers at Wembley. When that ball went in from Lyle Taylor, I just felt, I don't know, it's just an incredible joy. Everybody around us went completely bonkers. It was just such a wild feeling. It was just so ecstatic, like in the old-fashioned sense of the word, like of almost a quasi-religious ecstasy. There's a famous AFC Wimbledon banner that hangs at all of the games that says, "We are the resurrection and the life." And I thought about that banner when I was watching the celebration after the Lyle Taylor goal because it felt religious. Like, we talk about soccer being this, like, sort of secular way to have to find meaning that traditionally people found through religion. No! Strongly disagree with the decision, as well as the haircut. I just, that's just a situation where the guy went over so easily because he had just a little bit of dicks in his face, and then suddenly he just goes over like a... anyway, context is everything. Come on! Like your daddy did it! Oh, God, that was terrible. All you had to do is stand still. Oh, man. He did not save that like Dave Besant at the FA Cup final. He literally ran away from the ball. Anyway, we're still winning. And then in the 90th minute, in stoppage time, there was like, at the time, I felt like there was a lot of stoppage time, which it turns out there was. There was 11 minutes of stoppage time in a 45-minute half. And during stoppage time, Aziz went down in the box because he was fouled. The referee rightly gave a penalty, and suddenly there was a long conversation between Callum Kennedy and Adebayo Akinfenwa about who would take the penalty. That conversation turned out to probably be because they both knew that they were going to be getting released. Both Callum Kennedy and Akinfenwa were released by the club just after the end of the season so that they can hopefully have plenty of time to get a new job. I'm sure that they're going to land. Oh, no! Great save. I was hard on you, Besant, but that was a good moment. I think in the case of Callum Kennedy, it was a function of being the second choice left back behind Meadsy. And in the case of Akinfenwa, it was probably mostly about, him sort of needing, I think, and really wanting at his age to be able to play 90 minutes of football and start regularly, and that just not being possible right now with Wimbledon. So anyway, there was a long conversation between those two guys about who would take the penalty. In the end, it was the beast, Adebayo Akinfenwa, an absolute legend for AFC Wimbledon. His name will be sung for decades, and he took the penalty. He made the penalty. In that moment, I realized that we were going to be in League One. I don't think I'll ever feel that way ever again. It was just pure joy and a deep sense of gratitude that we get to sponsor the club, that they've performed so brilliantly. I mean, they have the smallest stadium in League Two. Now they have the smallest stadium in League One, and they just they've just always been bigger than anybody believed they could be. They've always done better than anybody believed they could be, and they could do, and it's just great. Oh, Akinfenwa almost. Get there. Oh, get there. Oh, they're exhausted. It's okay. It's all right. Let's just win the game. And then we went back to Kings Meadow, and I have to say, which is AFC Wimbledon Stadium, and we cheered the guys on when they came out of the out of the bus and sang everybody's name. And that part was magical, too. And I have to say, the players, went out, hung out with the fans all night long. It was such a special night. There were thousands of people there, and the players were so patient with them. And, they understand. I think they really bought into the idea that this is a team owned by its fans. And I don't know. It was just a magical thing. I'm so grateful to all the players, Neil Ardley, our amazing manager. And, and thanks to you for watching these videos and watching the advertisements. If you're a YouTube Red subscriber, for giving some of your YouTube Red money to this, it's just been amazing. So long may Wimbledon rule, up to League One next season. And we'll see how the Wimbly Womblys do. It's a good start, even if other John Green got slightly injured. Thanks for watching. Best wishes.